Welcome back. This time of year, local theaters are in full swing, gearing up for a busy fall with a wide variety of shows around town. Post-Gazette senior theater critic Chris Rawson is here with his monthly roundup of reviews and previews of what's on stage, although this time around we're doing more previews.
All previews, because
previews.
September is chock-a-block with theater from start to finish. People have really got to start planning now.
There's a lot to see.
There is.
Including, let's start with our first one, Aladdin.
Well, Aladdin is the one show that's already running,
right.
And it opened last weekend. I'm sorry I was away and didn't see it, so I'm getting to see it this week, and I guess it's Aladdin. It's the last show of the Broadway series for the year we're in. Later I'll mention the first show of the new season.
The new season. But people know the storyline. They know Jasmine and Aladdin and the genie.
Right, you know it better than I do.
We're in the middle of
you have a child.
The love of Aladdin right now.
Right.
Also, starting September 8th, City Theater has The Revolutionists.
The Revolutionists is a play about four feisty women back in the 18th century. Charlotte Corday was part of the French Revolution. Marie Antoinette, who was part of the French Revolution in another way. She was an unhappy victim thereof. And the interesting thing about this play is these four women is the fifth woman, the playwright, Lauren Gunderson, a contemporary American playwright. She is the most produced playwright in America.
Oh, really?
And we have never had a play of hers in Pittsburgh. She's in her 30s, so this is really a kind of a coming out in Pittsburgh, and starts the season for City Theater.
Sounds like it'll be a good one.
Yep.
Let's talk about Quantum Theater and Chatterton.
This is a big deal. Chatterton, yes, Chatterton was an 18th century poet, Thomas Chatterton, who started publishing when he was 9 years old, and then went on to be quite controversial. He was very poor. The establishment kind of looked down on him. As a result, he committed suicide when he was 17. And he was then taken up by later generations as a symbol of the oppression of the aristocracy and the establishment. And this is a play written by Carla Booth based on a book which looks at him in his life and from 100 years later in Dickensian London and from the modern period. And it's set at Trinity Cathedral downtown. It's one of those plays where you go and you start in the same room and then you have to decide which part of the cast you're going to follow, and you go into different rooms. So you really have to see it 2 or 3 times to get all the pieces of it.
That reminds me of those books I read when I was a child, where you would flip to a different page depending on, I forget what the name of those were.
Right. If you subscribe to Quantum Season, they give you 2 tickets to Chatterton so you can come at least twice.
So it is worth seeing more than once. Okay, so, and that runs September 14th through October 28th.
Right, because it needs time for you to be able to see it a couple of times.
Okay, and so Kinetic Theater has The Father.
Yes, The Father is a play I don't know at all. It's by a hot young French playwright about a father and his daughter's husband, except maybe that's not who they are, and it's all very strange and French, you know.
And strange and French.
Yeah, at the Hazlitt Theater on the north side.
Okay, and that runs September 14th through the 23rd.
I hope people are taking notes.
They are, I hope. People are at home with pen and paper. We told them, we reminded them.
Right.
Okay, Pittsburgh Playwrights has Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Right, and August Wilson play, the one where he made his name initially on Broadway, all about the blues singer Ma Rainey, being done at the Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater small theater on Liberty Avenue, starring Vanessa German as Ma Rainey. The kind of thing people want to see if they've seen 4 August Wilson plays or 5. They're working toward getting all 10.
And so this is a chance to see
Ma
Black
Rainey.
Bottom. Okay, well, so, and that one also starts September 14th, so there's so much that's starting on the same day, too.
We critics are going crazy that weekend.
It's going to be a busy time. PNC Broadway, and we're talking the play that goes wrong, and you say this is one to see.
It is the most wonderful farce. I saw it first in London, then I saw it in New York. I'm so glad it's coming to Pittsburgh, and you watch a production of a kind of a stupid murder mystery, except that things go wrong. And you can't believe, what are we coming back in Act 2 for? What has not gone wrong yet? And there are more things that will go wrong.
So it's the play that goes wrong. So do you need to know theater to,
the set starts to fall apart.
Okay.
I mean, all kinds of stuff.
So you don't need to know anything.
No,
you
you
can tell.
don't. Oh, and I shouldn't have given that away. Darn it.
Well, it happens, I'm sure, pretty early on.
Yeah.
And that one runs September 18th through the 23rd.
Right. What have we got? Oh, and then the Festival of First.
Yeah, so let's talk about this.
Well, you know, we don't have time to talk about the Festival of First. International Festival of Firsts. They're bringing 30, 40 some shows here over a 2-month period. in the Cultural District, all the theaters in the Cultural District. Actually, Chatterton counts as one of them.
Okay.
But, and then Cirque du Soleil will be here as one of them. Small groups. It's all dance and music and theater. You're going to really need a pad of paper or your electronic calendar to keep up with that. I'm sure you guys will be doing quite a bit about it.
Featuring some of them.
Yeah.
And that runs September 22nd, and you're not kidding, until November 6th.
That's right.
So it's quite a long time.
One thing, another thing. 2 nights for this, 3 nights for that.
Well, I always look forward to one show in particular.
Oh, I'm so glad you got to it.
Off
Okay,
the record.
everybody, save October 4. October 4.
So fun.
Off the record. 18, Roman numeral 18, and our title this year is #Yins2.
Yins2. So play off the Me Too movement?
Yes, right,
Yins
except
too.
Yins2, Yins and Yins and Yins. And the frame story is about a group of women trying to get some power out of a group of men. You'll recognize them all. They're all real Pittsburghers, although we play them with actors. But then along the way, we deal with a lot of other topics of current news. We make fun of the news and newsmakers of Pittsburgh, and we raise money for the food bank.
Chris Rawson, senior theater critic for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and regular PTL contributor. Thank you as always.
Thanks, Heather.